Well, hello, Goddesses and Adoni of Athenas. It's good to be back with you all to enjoy week 2 of our Meaningful Mondays Learning Series. This webinar is going to be lots of fun, and it's going to increase your chances of success. Now, I don't know about you, but I dream about being more successful. I work towards it. I strive for success every day. And most of you know that I've been doing an exercise program called DDP Yoga for 663 consecutive days now, because I have big goals for my mental and physical health. To do something every day for almost 2 years it requires a lot more than just willingness and determination. Having an accountability partner has been the difference maker for me. The idea of sharing my big picture goal with another person, though, at first was really scary. What if I let them down? What if I fail? Those are the things I was thinking. But I had to turn around my own negative thoughts and then ask myself, what if I hit my goals? What if I am successful? That's the way to think. But it's weird the way we do that to ourselves. We automatically go to like this negative headspace. Well, I'll tell you what, I am not in a negative headspace when I check in with my APs every single day. It doesn't take long. Sometimes it takes seconds, Facebook message. But it's become as important to me in my daily routine as brushing my teeth. And you know the whole thing with teeth aim?
Yes.
You brush the ones you want to keep?
Exactly.
So my APs have experienced great success and have said to me, Jen, if I didn't have to check in with you every day, I don't know if I would have stayed so consistent. Starting an accountability partnership gives you the chance to improve your life while helping someone improve theirs. And you may even create a friendship that was at first rooted in business, but blooms into something that is so much more. So today I've asked 2 very successful Athena's APs to share their tips with you about how to find your very own Athena's AP and enter into a relationship that will change both of your lives for the better. So coming to you from New York, I present to you Rebecca Richmond. Rebecca is the team leader of Positive Vibes and celebrates her 7th year, lucky number 7, as a goddess this year. She was once the person who sat in the back of the room. She kept to herself, and then one day she made the decision to step up to the front. And 16 days ago in Newport, Rhode Island, she was crowned Goddess of the Year by her peers. It's incredible what can happen when you decide to change. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, you know who else is here with me? Your AP, Rebecca. The one and only Goddess 69, Amy Labrecque. Hey! Amy is the team leader of Lady Holidays and has been working her Athena's business for an epic 19 years. 19 years.
19 years.
Single mom who was able to provide all the extras for her kids. She has been named Goddess of the Year also. Not once, twice. So thanks for being here to share because you care, Amy.
Yes.
All right. So ladies, I have a selection of questions for you. So we'll start with you, Amy. In your opinion, what is an AP and why would you want to be one?
An AP is an accountability partner, but partnership is the key word because you have to work together. And you know what? Why would you want to do this alone? It's a lot of fun doing it with somebody else. And it's great to have those celebrations, but also to help with the hurdles that they might, come across because not everything is always peachy keen.
That's the truth. Rebecca, how do you define accountability partners and why do you think people should have one?
I think accountability partners is exactly like Amy said. This is somebody that's going to help keep you on track. It's going to help remind you of what you said the week before or a few days before. It's basically someone that is in your corner to the 110th%. This is someone that is just about you, that is focused on you as well as themselves. And if you don't already have one, you need to get one.
Amen. So how did you two become APs? Rebecca, why don't you tell us the story from your side?
Oh, well, it was so weird. I woke up one day and Amy was looking through my bedroom window and I was, what are you doing here? You're such a creeper. No. As much as Amy would like to look through my bedroom window, I put a WAN ad basically on the WOW page. When we had the WOW page, I put a WAN ad. I said, this is what I want to achieve, and this is what I'm looking for in an AP partner. And at the time, Amy messaged me pretty much within a few minutes and said, I would really like to take on the task of trying to be your accountability partner. Would you be willing to be mine? And I said, abso-freaking-lutely. Now, at the time, I was scared very much of her. I'm not going to swear as I'm known for. I was very much scared of her, but I had grown to love her just a little bit. And honestly, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. Was to put that WAN ad out and say, I need somebody to hold me accountable. And Amy stepped up to the plate.
So Amy, you saw that ad, and did your nipples get hard?
Like, obviously, because again, I've been looking through her bedroom window all this time. And what you guys, especially for the people who've been around for a little bit, might remember is that I was a WOW moderator with Kerry Sellers, with Chris for a very long time. So stepping back and now learning everything that I've taught to people, it was my turn to, I got to put everything in action. And I had very big goals, and I was like, no prisoners. And when I saw Rebecca's WAN ad, and again, because Rebecca had been relentlessly sending me emails just over silly little things, asking me how my day, what I was wearing. And I said, you know what? No, I'm kidding. But that would have been funny. I love her vibe. And not only that, but it was time to try something different. And then it clicked. And I said, all right, girl, I want to be your accountability partner.
Now, did you two know each other really when you started?
Not really. I mean, I walked up to Amy. I was probably with the company about 3 years in, and she had given me a party lead. And the party lead ended up being this really amazing hostess that I connected with on an emotional level. She ended up training the dynamic duo. Like, how weird is that in life that Amy gives me a lead that then becomes my dog trainer for my babies, And I had walked up to her and I said, I just need to thank you so much for that party lead, because I not only have made friends, but it gave me the biggest party that I've ever had to date. And she looked at me in like pure Labrecque style, and she was like, you did that yourself. You did that yourself. And I was like, well, yes, but you facilitated that. And other than that, and just seeing her at BBWs, no, I really didn't know Amy all that much.
I love that. I love that you didn't really know each other, and something really beautiful was born from that. Reciprocity is why the relationship with an accountability partner is so powerful. I do something for you, you do something for me. Because if someone devotes their time and commits to helping you succeed, like unconsciously you feel compelled to pay them back. Like, you did this for me, I want to do this for you. And the best way to do so is by achieving the goals that you committed to. So let me ask you too, how did you communicate with each other about your big picture goals and then the weekly goals? Amy?
All right. So right off the bat, we always, in the beginning, okay, this is what I want to do the next 4 months, because you have to have the big picture, and then weekly we break it down to small things. It could be like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling with this hostess, as both of them. I know I want them to cancel. What am I going to do should something happen last minute? I have a goal of this amount of monetary values. I have to hit it. I have to hit it. Because, a lot of us have a goal. We want to hit 2K pays away every month. And if it's like that final weekend and you're like, I still have $700 left to hit it, and these parties don't look that promising, come on, we got to do your goals, because if it should cancel, what are you going to do to make sure you get that money in?
So you communicated, all right, my big goal is X for the next 4 months, and then I have these weekly goals. Rebecca, is that how you see it too? Like, how do you communicate with Amy about what your goals are?
You have to be really open and honest. And sometimes it's about being vulnerable and saying, this is a place that I'm at in my life and I want to change that. And this may be someone that you don't know. I didn't know Amy all that well, but I had to let her kind of into my inner circle, which is really, really scary for me personally, to let anybody into my inner circle where I feel vulnerable. But I knew that in order for her to really recognize how serious I was about these goals, I needed to let her in. Now, am I saying that you are going to find an accountability partner that is going to become your Amy Labrecque in life? No, maybe not necessarily. Different people, mesh with different people. But there's really amazing things that happen when you kind of step out of your comfort zone and you allow someone in and you say, not only is this my goal, but this is the reason why I want to reach my goal. And that's what I did with Amy. And I was very open and honest and said, this is what I want to achieve. This is why I want to achieve it. And this is why I want to go for this. And it's actually a really freeing experience once you open up to somebody else and you put those goals out there to maybe someone that you kind of know, or maybe you know really well, or maybe you don't know at all. Just verbalizing those goals and saying, this is what I want to do is huge, huge. And that's kind of how it started. We just opened up to each other and said, this is what we want to do.
So in doing that, how do you stay connected? Like, what method do you use? Is it phone? Is it texting? Is it Facebook? And how many times do you connect during the week, Amy?
Well, at this point right now, because we've been partners for a while, we're obsessed with each other. No, what we do is we always set up in the beginning, and because I know a lot of people, this is like the first time that they're doing this, is that we set up calls. And whether you are on the phone or if you're using Facebook Messenger where you're like chatting through there, it was, this is what time we're meeting at. This is this day. It wasn't jumping around here, then everywhere. It was staying on a schedule, and that's it. Boom. And now, it's grown from there. But at the beginning, like, keep it simple. Just, have that call every week, and that's it.
So on that call, Rebecca, do you say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it by this date, and then you check in the next week? Is that how it works?
We usually talk about what our week's goal is. You take it week by week. It doesn't need to be, this is what I want to do for this session. If you break it down to just one call per session, you're completely kind of losing the accountability aspect of it. It needs to be weekly calls. You can even do every 3 or 4 days. Now, Amy and I became very close. Her and I Marco Polo, every day. That was actually a New Year's resolution to each other, was because I love her so much. I'm like, you need to see my face every day in order to survive in this life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. But in terms of our business, we talk at least once a week. Now, Sunday in New York, as in the Northeast, we had that huge storm that came in. Everybody was out and plowing. She was blowing up my phone by like 12:30. Where are you? Our call is now. We need to do it. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. Holding each other accountable. So whether it's through Facebook Messenger or Marco Polo or just calling each other regularly on a hard line, sticking to that weekly call of once a week at the very least, and saying to each other, this is what I have in terms of this week. This is what I want to accomplish. When it comes to direct sales, sometimes once a week call and saying, I'm going to give myself until Sunday to achieve the following is huge, especially if you're leading not a double life, but another life where you're working full time and you have kids and you're a partner to somebody. A 1 week can seem like a very short period of time, but there's a lot of really great things that can happen in that 1 week. She Marco Polo'd me yesterday and told me, you're going to go to CVS and you're going to recruit not only a person standing in line, but you're going to recruit the person that's giving you the prescription. That was a true conversation between the two of us. It's the constant, every single week talking to each other, and it just keeps your head in the game. And it's like, yeah, all right. Other things happen today. Other things happen with my relationship or my life or my full-time job. But this is what I want to accomplish in terms of the Athena's aspect of my life. And it's just amazing when you actually put yourself out there like that.
I was looking at articles online that said, having a coach is really good in life, but if you really want to be successful, go for an accountability partner, because a coach holds like the players accountable, but on great teams, the players hold each other accountable. So how do you do that for each other? Meaning, so have you ever had times where you felt that you would let the other person down? And if so, how did you handle it?
All right, here's the thing, and we have to come really clean about this, is that this isn't perfect. Like, please don't be like, oh my gosh, everything's great, and I called all these people, and I did everything. Stop, because you need to be honest where, like, you had struggles where I tried to get this done, I couldn't, or I just wasn't feeling it this week, or I'm in a slump, because that's real life, and that's what your accountability partner's for. And sometimes, and especially, I'm glad how Rebecca mentioned about the Marco Polo and calling each other, because don't just text your accountability partner. Things can get lost and misconstrued in texting and in email. Having this, and especially if you don't know the person, that's how you build a rapport, and that's how you're just more honest, and it's that connection and hearing the voice, and especially seeing. We're a visual generation right now, so seeing that person, sometimes also seeing, and you go, okay, and they're talking, and they're like, oh yeah, everything's great, and you look, you go, okay, really, be honest. Okay, so I'm hearing you this, but your body language is saying something else. So it's like you gotta pull it out of them sometimes, and that's how you build the trust even more.
Rebecca, what are your thoughts on that? Like, have there been times where you felt like you were going to let Amy down if you didn't do what you were supposed to, or you said you were going to do, and then how'd you deal with that?
There is a whole aspect of, when it comes to accountability partners, it's somebody holding you accountable. Now, I have no qualms about saying, as a bigger girl, I reached out on my 40th birthday. Jen, you were one of the first people to say to me, I want you to do this yoga with you. I'll check in with you every single day. Now, have there been days along the way that I've been like, the last friggin' thing I want to do is get on a yoga mat? But the fact that I knew that you were waiting for my message kept me accountable. There's a whole science to this. And some people look at accountability partners like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. But knowing that I'm going to talk to Amy on Saturday or on Sunday and say to her, I didn't do anything with my business this week, definitely is a push that I need to say, no, I'm not going to have that conversation with her. I want to say to her, yes, I reached out to X, Y, and Z today about parties, and I reached out to A and B about joining my team. It's knowing that you don't want to let the other person down. And honestly, in the long run, all it does is really make your business amazing. So why not go for it?
You know what I've seen with the two of you is there was a BBW where you were top 10, you were top 10,
yeah.
And just the way you two were like just screaming for each other and so excited to see each other succeed. And I remember thinking to myself at that BBW, wow, their partnership worked so well. You can see that they complement each other. You can see that they uplift each other, and you can see that they celebrate. So what are some of your favorite accomplishments that you've been able to celebrate?
Wow. Well, as always, it's my Mikey's challenge when I challenge myself from like September to December to do a certain amount in sales. It's surprising Nadia and taking her to Florida. Like, that's huge. So a lot of times, I like to I find that myself, that when I challenge myself and I have an end result, especially as we're talking with weight loss and everything, as well too, it's like, I need to have, what is at the end of that finish line? But again, it's just even, having that, getting in the top 10, oh my gosh, it's just fantastic. And it's true. We uplift and we support each other, and, we pick each other up when we're down, but it doesn't have to be, you celebrate the big and the small things, because again, just even sometimes it might even be qualifying for the month. Feel like I had nothing on the books. I had, everyone's been saying no, I'm asking them to book a party. It's the Blitz. Oh my gosh, I booked 3 parties. I can't freaking believe it. Oh my gosh, so you celebrate the big and you celebrate the small because they all matter.
What is your advice for people who are scared or hesitant to enter into an accountability partnership?
Do it. Do it. Why be afraid? Don't be afraid of achieving goals. Don't be afraid to setting goals and freaking smashing them. Why do this alone? Is this different having an AP? Don't say, oh, it's my team. No, separate, get somebody different. And again, the thought of having a really awesome friendship come out of it. And and sometimes it doesn't happen. It's not all butterflies and teddy bears and things like that. But don't be afraid to do it and step outside your comfort zone, because you could be that quiet person, but then you pair with somebody who's a little bit more boisterous, and you know what happens? You just level each other out. You help the other person listen, and you learn your voice. So yeah, don't be afraid. Do it.
How about you, Rebecca? What do you say to the people that are hesitant to get into an AP relationship?
I mean, there have been so many things that I have achieved just because I had Amy backing me up. Just by having Amy saying, you're going to do this. I now have every faith in the world that you're going to do this. I knew that there was a little voice in my head that was saying that too, but just hearing it from somebody else saying, you got this. You got this. You're going to do this. And then at every BBW, having that person next to me that was screaming and like, yes, you friggin' did this, is just so rewarding. It's scary. I get it. Please take it from the girl that was afraid to talk to anybody. I get how scary it is to put out there to other people.
All right, so I'm going to give a code word, and it's better. BETTER. Keep track of the code words, because you'll get a golden circle point if you want one. So better is your first code word. So my next question is about best practices. So what 3 things would you recommend APs to do for each other? Amy?
3 things. 3 things. First, commit. Okay, you have to have commitment. And it's when it talks about scheduling and keeping to that. 2, be prepared. And what I mean by that is just don't fly by the seat of your pants and just be like, oh, okay, your partner is invested. Like their time is valuable as well too. So be prepared. And 3, be honest and open, because you don't have to snow them and tell your partner what you think they want to hear. You're open and honest about your success and your struggles.
Number 1, be consistent. Show up when you're supposed to show up. If your call with your AP is set for Saturday at 12, make sure that you make the time on Saturday at 12 and set aside that time for that AP. And let that AP know you are just as important to me as I am to you, and I'm going to make sure that you are a priority in my life. Strive for more. Your AP, Amy sent this to me a million times. I've said to her, oh my God, Amy, I have 3 parties this weekend. I just want to hit $1,000 in sales. And she's been like, screw that. You're going to hit 2K paves the way in 1 weekend. Don't give me any crap about $1,000 in sales. Strive for more. And be that person to another person that raises the bar a little bit. Amazing things happen when you go out of your comfort zone. I'm like a broken record. I say it over and over again. But take it from me, I'm a tried and true testament to that. Amazing things happen when you go out of your comfort zone. And when you have somebody that is pushing you to do more, oh my God, it just makes it just so much sweeter and so much better. And number 3, be open and honest. Be open and honest with your AP. This is what my goals are. This is why I want to achieve them, and I want to achieve them by this point. And be honest with them. Again, amazing things can happen when you make yourself vulnerable. And I made myself vulnerable to Amy, and she made herself vulnerable to me. And really amazing things happened to us in 2018. So.
Yes, it did. Yes.
Yes, it did.
Yep.
For sure. Well, I'd like to thank both of you for your time and your willingness to share this mutually rewarding relationship and partnership that you two have masterfully created. And it's always a joy to watch you two when you're together, and the way you treat each other and the way you uplift each other. That's what I wish for everyone in this company, that everybody has a beautiful, beautiful, supportive relationship like the two of you have.
Not everybody has it at home. Okay? Not everybody has it at home. You don't have a supportive partner or family. Your accountability partner, they got your back.
Any final thoughts, Rebecca?
Make your AP a priority in your life. Because when you make your AP a priority in your life, you're essentially making your business a priority in your life. And if you're with Athena, it's because you want to change your life. By making your AP a priority, you're essentially making your business a priority. You're putting your hopes and your dreams. You're saying to another person, this is what I want to achieve in the next 3 months or 4 months or the next year of my life. Again, I've said 1,000 times in the past 30 minutes, it's scary. I get it. And sometimes it's not going to be somebody that you know. And sometimes scary things are the best things. If you have not achieved what you wanted to achieve since you've been with Athena's by doing all of the same things, sometimes it's time to do something different. And maybe getting an accountability partner that gets you and understands you and recognizes and understands your goals and supports your goals and cheers you on is exactly what you need, because it was exactly what I needed.
You know, there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So you can see how far Rebecca has come and how Amy has come. So I challenge you to reach out to find your AP. Go on the Athena's Community Facebook page, write your personal ad, find your AP. You know, I don't recommend that you do a group or a threesome. A partnership works best because you can really focus on each other's needs. You know, I've heard of people doing groups and this person fell off and then the other two are trying to figure out what that person is. And so it takes away from what you two have. So pick an accountability partner. I mean, if you want to do a threesome later, that's advanced. If you want to be polyamorous, that's advanced. Just get used to having one AP. So I'd like you to also share your accountability partner aha moment from this webinar on Facebook too. So there's a thread there that's waiting for you that says Meaningful Monday, call number 2 with webinar number 2 with Amy Labrecque and Rebecca Richmond. Please share a brief video with your aha moment by midnight on Wednesday, January 30th, and you'll be eligible to win one of those nifty Womanizer Inside Outs. That's a $209 toy that you can keep, that you can sell, that you can raffle off, whatever. It's yours, $209 for you. So if you don't participate, you can't win. So make a video so that Rebecca and Amy can see how much this webinar meant to you. So I'm not going to explain how to submit your code words. I'm sure that you can find that info in the blast email that you got today that contained the link to this webinar. So submit the code word or words using the link and you'll get a Golden Circle point. And Golden Circle is such a fun event.
Oh my gosh, one of my
best. The best.
You want to be there, my friends.
Yeah.
So accumulate your Golden Circle points so you can be there. And the final code word is together. TOGETHER. Together is your final code word. And Lynn Conway will be back next Monday to add more meaning to your business. She's going to teach you more team building skills that will get you on the road to becoming a key earning, commission earning, life-changing top 10 team leader. Because if you ask Rebecca Richmond and Amy Labrecque, they'll tell you that anything is possible.
Yes.
Right, Rebecca, you remember becoming a top 10 team leader for the first time? How that felt?
Amazing. Like, just amazing. The most amazing feeling that I think I've ever felt. So proud. Oh, don't make me cry.
Well, I'm sure there was a time where you had to decide to become a top 10 team leader. You had to decide to build a team, just like Amy did with Lady Holidays. Mm-hmm. You, my friends, can do the same thing and reap all those rewards. Because if you think having an AP is fun, wait to have a team and watching those lives change.
Awesome.
Yes. I'm sure it was amazing for you to watch your girl Stacy on a trip to Mexico.
Yes. And that was I just sat behind her and I videotaped the whole time because she always videotapes everybody else in the winnings. And I'm like, this is her. I could see it from the beginning to end, and it was crazy. And I watched the video afterwards. And when she went, we're like, ah! Like the camera's going everywhere. But the joy and just knowing, like, this is her honeymoon. She's going on her honeymoon for free. Like, oh my gosh. Yes.
Your girl.
And the joy, like just pure, absolute joy. I lose my voice too at the meetings because I'm screaming and yelling to everybody. I'm just like, you know, and that's it is. It's all about excitement. People win stuff, they earn stuff. It's just nuts. It's just like, it's total pandemonium.
Well, we'll let you go, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Amy. Thank you to all of you for committing and being here for these 30 minutes. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.